Colombian citizens deported from the U.S. The deal came after heightened tensions between the two countries, primarily centered around the return of undocumented Colombian nationals. This resolution is seen as a critical step in restoring stability to the relationship between both nations, which had been strained over the past several days. Early in the day, conflict erupted when Colombian President Gustavo Petro made the decision to block two U.S. military flights carrying undocumented immigrants from entering Colombia. Petro's move was an assertion of his government's disagreement with the U.S. immigration policies and its method of repatriating Colombian citizens. The blocked flights were part of a broader U.S. effort to deport individuals who had violated immigration laws, and Colombia's refusal to accept them caused immediate diplomatic friction. In response to President Petro's action, U.S. President Donald Trump swiftly retaliated by issuing threats through his social media platform. President Trump accused the Colombian government of jeopardizing U.S. national security by refusing to cooperate on the matter of immigration enforcement. His post condemned Petro's decision, warning of potential consequences if Colombia continued to refuse repatriation efforts, heightening fear of an escalating diplomatic crisis. However, the standoff de-escalated by nightfall as both leaders reached an agreement through behind-the-scenes negotiations. The terms of the deal have not been fully disclosed, but it allows for the continuation of deportation flights under strict guidelines. The diplomatic resolution helps avoid a broader conflict between the two nations and signals a cautious willingness to collaborate on issues of immigration and national security moving forward. Watch this.
Announced that he would slap a 25% tariff on all imports from Colombia. The move came after Colombia refused to accept two U.S. military planes deporting migrants. But in a statement just moments ago, the White House now says Colombia has agreed to all of Mr. Trump's terms. Colombia's government says it reached an agreement with the U.S. and a diplomatic meeting will take place in the coming days.
Meanwhile, today, borders are
In a significant shift, the Central Intelligence Agency, also known as the CIA, has concluded that COVID-19 most likely originated from a laboratory leak in Wuhan, China. This assessment aligns the CIA with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, and the Department of Energy, both of which have previously suggested a lab leak origin. The reassessment was declassified under the leadership Director John Ratcliffe, who has long advocated for the lab leak theory. While both natural and research-related origins of the pandemic remain plausible, the CIA statement emphasizes the complexities in determining the virus' exact source. The Chinese government has strongly denied these claims, labeling them as politically motivated. Despite denials, the CIA conclusion adds to the ongoing debate over the origins of COVID-19, with various intelligence agencies and scientific communities continuing to examine the available evidence. This underscores the need for further investigation and transparency into the origins of the virus. Let's take a look.
Americans' trust in our own institutions, like the intelligence community and law enforcement, and that includes the CIA. And, you know, one of the things the president stressed, you know, the purpose of the CIA is to protect Americans, to keep us safe from foreign threats and foreign adversaries. But we also need to be truthful with Americans. And he has stressed to me and others that, you know, these aren't mutually exclusive missions. We can do both. And so in the case of the CIA, which is the best foreign intelligence service in the world, after 5 years to not have a public assessment, to be honest with the American people about where the likely source of a pandemic that killed millions around the world, including 1 million Americans, and really impacted all 345 million Americans in some way. People lost jobs, they lost houses, they lost their health, they lost their businesses, all of that. And so I had the opportunity on my first day to make public an assessment that actually took place in the Biden administration. So it can't be accused of being political, and it does assess. The CIA has assessed that the most likely cause of this pandemic that has wrought so much devastation around the world was because of a lab-related incident in Wuhan. And so we'll continue to investigate that moving forward. But I think it was important for the American people to see an institution like the CIA get off the sidelines and be truthful about what our intelligence shows, at the same time of protecting us from adversaries like China if they caused or contributed to this.
So what will there be?
Interestingly, this latest conclusion by the CIA echoes sentiments expressed earlier by Pastor Chris Oyakilime, DSC, a prominent global Christian leader. At the height of the pandemic, Pastor Chris, through his teaching and revelations by the Spirit, boldly pronounced that COVID-19 was linked to a laboratory origin, a stance that was largely dismissed at a time by many in the mainstream media. His insights were shared during his widely viewed broadcast, where he constantly warned of a connection between the virus and human research activities long before this theory gained official traction. Now, with intelligence agencies supporting the lab leak hypothesis, Pastor Chris' early pronouncements appeared to align with emerging evidence. Vice President J.D. Vance has pledged continued federal support for the residents of Damascus as they work to recover from the extensive damage caused by Hurricane Helene. In a recent statement, Vice President Vance reaffirmed his commitment to ensuring that the federal government delivers on its responsibilities to those impacted by such disasters. And quote, "We live in the greatest country in the world. When disasters strike, Americans ought to expect more out of the federal government," end quote, emphasizing the nation's strength and resilience in the face of adversity. Vice President Vance also announced that he would personally visit Damascus tomorrow to assess the recovery progress and engage directly with residents who have been severely affected by the hurricane. His visit aims to provide reassurance and support to local communities, while also allowing him to see firsthand the challenges they are facing. Federal disaster relief efforts have already been mobilized, but Vice President Vance has stressed the need for ongoing support as the town moves from immediate relief to long-term rebuilding. In the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, many homes and businesses in Damascus were destroyed or significantly damaged, while local and state officials have been working tirelessly to coordinate recovery. The Vice President's visit will bring heightened attention to the town's needs. The Vice President's commitment to the recovery progress demonstrates the administration's focus on ensuring that federal aid is effectively deployed to help communities like Damascus rebuild and recover. Residents are looking forward to Vice President Vance's visit, hoping it would help expedite additional federal resources for the long-term restoration efforts. Stay tuned, we'll be back in a moment.
The golden age of America begins right now. America's decline is over. We will be working to meet every crisis with dignity and power and strength. We will move with purpose and speed to bring back hope, prosperity, safety, and peace for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. For American citizens, January 20th, 2025 is Liberation Day. In everything we do, my administration will be inspired by a strong pursuit of excellence and unrelenting success. America will reclaim its rightful place as the greatest, most powerful, most respected nation on earth. I am with you. I will fight for you, and I will win for you. We will not be conquered. We will not be intimidated. We will not be broken, and we will not fail. From this day on, the United States of America will be a free, sovereign, and independent nation. We will stand bravely. We will live proudly. We will dream boldly. And nothing will stand in our way because we are Americans. The future is ours, and our golden age has just begun. Golden age of America began.
In a move aimed at streamlining oversight and aligning federal operations with evolving priorities, the Trump administration announced the dismissal of 17 federal inspector general. President Trump described the decision as a standard and very common thing to do, emphasizing the need to ensure that oversight roles are filled with individuals who align with the administration's vision of effective governance and accountability. While some inspector generals expressed surprise at their dismissal, the administration defended the restructuring as part of a broader effort to recalibrate oversight functions to meet the nation's dynamic needs. The changes reflect the administration's commitment to modernizing the federal government and ensuring that every position is occupied by individuals capable of executing the president's agenda with efficiency and precision. The administration acknowledged that federal law requires notification to Congress before removing inspector generals, and discussions with relevant legal and legislative bodies are expected to follow. The goal, according to officials, is to uphold transparency and accountability while ensuring that oversight mechanisms remain robust and aligned with the nation's priorities. Supporters of the administration decision have highlighted its potential to reinvigorate federal oversight, bringing fresh perspectives and energy to roles that are critical for safeguarding government integrity. As the administration continues to refine its approach to governance, these changes are seen as a step towards enhancing the efficiency of response of federal operations, ultimately benefiting the American people. U.S. tech stock faced a sharp sell-off on Monday after DeepSeek, a Chinese artificial intelligence company, introduced a low-cost AI model that rapidly gained traction in the market. DeepSeek's AI assistants quickly became the most downloaded free app on Apple USA App Store, surpassing OpenAI ChatGPT. The announcement has shaken Silicon Valley, where tech giants have been leading the AI arms race. Despite the market jitters, the U.S. government recently announced $500 billion fund for AI development offers a timely counterbalance to the new wave of global competition. The fund, designed to accelerate domestic innovation in AI, aims to enhance America's leadership in advanced technologies, secure supply chain, and foster next-generation AI solutions. This strategic investment reflects confidence in Silicon Valley's ability to adopt and thrive even as new players like DeepSeek enters the scene. Key U.S. companies such as Nvidia, Google, Microsoft, and Meta have poured billions into AI research and development, fueling breakthroughs in generative AI, augmentative systems, and advanced computing. While DeepSeek's low-cost model may appear disruptive, industry experts see it as an opportunity for U.S. firms to refine their strategies and expand their offerings. The influx of federal funding is expected to empower these companies to double down on innovation, addressing global competition while delivering cutting-edge solutions. As four major tech companies, Meta, Apple, Microsoft and Tesla prepare to report quarterly results this week, investors are eager to hear how they plan to leverage the federal AI fund to enhance competitiveness. With Silicon Valley's track record of resilience and innovation, a significant financial boost from the U.S. government, the sector is poised to turn challenges into opportunities, reinforcing its role as a global AI powerhouse. Saudi Arabia has unveiled an ambitious plan to invest $600 billion in the U.S. states over the next 4 years, marking a momentum economic boost for the country. This unprecedented move is being celebrated as a turning point after years of substantial U.S. investments flowing overseas. The injection of Saudi capital is expected to benefit a wide range of sectors, including infrastructure, energy, and technology, helping to create jobs and stimulate growth across the U.S. economy. The timing of this investment is significant as it comes ongoing efforts from recent wildfires in states like Hawaii, Texas, and California. With substantial resources required to rebuild affected communities and strengthen climate resilience, the Saudi investment may offer critical financial support to those regions. Additionally, the infusion of capital could alleviate pressure on federal and state budgets that have been strained by disaster relief efforts. Saudi Arabia's decision to prioritize U.S. investments also highlights a strategic shift in international economic partnership. Traditionally a major recipient of Western investment, Saudi Arabia is now positioning itself as a major investor in global markets, signaling closer economic ties between the two nations. This move is expected to enhance diplomatic relations while also advancing Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 plan, which aims to diversify its economy and reduce dependency on oil revenue. The decision aligns with a focus on strengthening economic ties and fostering mutual growth, a strategy that resonates with President Trump's commitment to prioritizing business and economic development in the U.S. The news continues after this break. Stay with us.
Alpha TV, The Higher Life is here. Watch your favorite movies.
Hi, Dimitri.
Kiddie shows, live TV channels, and many more. Anywhere, anytime on your device. With a unique emphasis on faith-based and family-oriented programming. Alpha TV is the place which points you to the higher life. Gain access to myriads of language channels available to family, friends, and loved ones in their native tongue.
Avete mai sentito dei cristiani che pregano grazie Padre dopo che hanno pregato per aver risposto a queste preghiere mediante Gesù Cristo nostro Signore? Amen.
Get this amazing entertainment on the Loveworld App Store, the Google Play Store, and the Apple Store, and begin to live the higher life. Watch Alpha TV in just 4 easy steps. Step 1, select your package. Step 2, create your login details. Step 3, set up your payment. Step 4, start watching. It's simpler than you think with more perks than you can imagine. Explore the latest news on LN24 International, Bible classics, language-specific stations, and so much more. Get Alpha TV. Watch now. The higher life is here.
M23 rebels claim control of Goma, escalating conflict in eastern DRC in a dramatic escalation of the conflict in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The M23 rebel group, reportedly supported by Rwanda, announced on Monday that they have seized control of Goma, a strategic city with a population of over 2 million. The capture follows an intense standoff during which the rebels issued a 24-hour ultimatum demanding the surrender of DRC military forces. The Congolese government has denounced the move as a declaration of war, further straining already fragile regional relations. The rebel advance into Goma has created widespread fear and chaos among the city's residents. The United Nations has reported mass panic as families flee and violence seeking safety in neighboring areas. Many have been forced to leave their homes with little more than the clothes on their back, adding to the mounting humanitarian crisis. Meanwhile, the M23 group has called for calm, urging DRC soldiers in the city to disarm and report to the central stadium. However, trust between the rebels and local authorities remain virtually non-existent, fueling further uncertainty. While the capture of Goma represents a severe setback for the DRC, it also underscores the urgent need for comprehensive peace-building initiatives in the region. The renewed conflict highlights the underlying issues of governance, resource control, and ethnic tensions that have plagued eastern Congo for decades. Experts believe this moment could serve as a turning point for regional leaders and international stakeholders to prioritize long-term solutions aimed at fostering stability and development in DRC. Thousands of Palestinians have begun returning to northern Gaza following the successful negotiations of a deal aimed at securing the release of Israeli hostages. The agreement, which marks a significant development in the ongoing conflict, has prompted the movement of civilians back to their homes in the region. The deal is seen as a critical step towards addressing the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, which both sides hoping the arrangement could lead to further dialogue and stability. International observers continue to monitor the situation closely as the return of civilians bring both relief and concerns about the long-term implications of the ceasefire. And to end the news today, a quick recap of the headlines. U.S. and Colombia resolve dispute over blocked repatriation flights. CIA concludes COVID-19 likely originated from Chinese lab leak. Vice President Vance reaffirms commitment to Hurricane Helene recovery efforts. U.S. AI sector faces competition as $500 billion development fund aims to bolster innovation. Saudi Arabia to invest $600 billion in the U.S., marking a major economic boost. And that's the news for today. Remember to join us the same time tomorrow for more news. I'm Barbara Sam. Good night and God bless you.